Hi guys, this is another reaction. I wouldn't call it a reaction video. It's more of a commentary video on a series that I really like a lot so far. It is the CARDFIGHT Vanguard Divine Fated Clash series. It is the one of the ways that for you as a newer player who probably might want to get into it, to get introduced into this game, it might help a whole lot. This is going to be the second episode of it. First episode already highly convinced me. It's going to be in a whole playlist, so if you guys want to take a look at any of the future videos or past videos that we've watched, we've done reviews of the Vanguard series as well. I think so far this has been kind of the most engaging that I've felt so far about a series yet. If you guys got any comments about who your favorite character is so far from the entire series, let me know in the comment section below, and tell me why it's Gabwell. One thing I do want to note, we are probably going to be skipping the outro songs and the intro song because of copyright reasons, and I don't want to get hit with not being able to distribute this all over the place. I do also have a habit of like pausing and playing the video, and at the post end of the video we do tend to talk about the episodes itself, the narrative direction, how we do feel about the series overall, or the direction of the characters, or the reason and the logic behind their decision making is very important to me. I don't know if it's important to you guys, but a character, if they're written or designed away with a certain goal in mind, and the way that they're getting that goal across is not really convincing to me, then obviously I'll be completely pulled out of it and it won't make much sense to me. So without further ado, let's get into it. It seems to be a advertisements for the new TCG Shadowverse Evolve that has been it's going to be publicized by Bushiroad, and I've worked alongside both of the companies, and they're fantastic people, so be sure to support them.
Introducing the first crossover set.
Uma Musume. It's an anime series.
Musume Pretty Derby is coming to Shadowverse Evolve.
Very strong decks, by the way. Uma Musume is a shared archetype between all of the classes.
Now on sale. Stand up, Vanguard. Mekki no Yaiba, Arudato.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I had with this whole series going forward so far is the fact that they're becoming part of the units again. This has been so long since I've seen this, because in the previous D series they were so distant from each other. They're like, you saw a part of them sometimes, but you didn't get the feeling that they were actually representing the unit at all, which is one of the really cool things that I like, that in this series now that they're fusing with the units. They're being part of the unit. So cool. Alright, so this is the intro song. We're gonna skip this. Skip. Guilty Gear also got their set. Yep, vanilla draw. I think these are the pickup start decks that it might be using. In a normal game state, you probably would never really want to call your grade 1 there, because then it allows your opponent to attack into it and you lose a rear guard for free, but it is what it is. Ooh, discarding up front here. Hey, that looks like a Maron. Let's go back here. That looks like the Little Sage Maron. Here. Like a enhanced version of it. So like has the Blaster Blade armor on. So cool. Crit. Ah, nothing. Oh my god, they're actually walking through power differences and stuff. So before, they just used to point to the card's power level and power total instead of having a visual display to show. That's actually kind of cool. Yes, yes. You're half right. You can support your front row by giving it more power. Ooh. I love that they're making him learn the hard way. Time to learn scrub. You... This is the best MC. Him? I don't know. I feel like he's less imposing than Chrono, but just as charismatic as adult-ish Aichi. Hey, yo.
水ヘルムでヴァンガードにアタック。
ノーガード。
ドライブチェック。やったー、トリガー出た。
それはドロートリガー。1枚ドローとパワープラス1万できるよ。
ならまだ攻撃していないトレランスにパワープラス1万。トレランスでアタック。
ここはノーガード。
アタック。
そっちはガード。
ターンエンドです。
じゃ私のターン。ここでライドデッキのラスト、つまり主役の登場ってね。グレード3のゴーライ流トライアンフドラゴンに
ライド。
スピノアサルターを使わる。トライアンフドラゴンでヴァンガードにアタック。グレード3のユニットは特別な力を
Bros, I know, right?
ゆえにトリガーを呼び込む力も2倍。ツインドライブ。
ドライブチェックが2回。ノーガード。
ファーストチェック。ノートリガー。
Ooh, perfect guard.
ヒールトリガー。
えー
1枚回復してスピノアサルターのパワープラス1万。
回復のトリガー。
元気もりもり。
強っ。
アタック。
ノーガード。
アタック。
ガード。
ターンエンド。どう？少し慣れてきた？
はい。それにすごくドキドキしてます。
そっかそっか。何よりじゃ。
ちょっと分かってきました。カードファイトは相手と自分の戦力を見極めるのが重要なんですね。
その通り。彼を知り己を知らば百戦して危うからず。倍損し。
先輩、俺
I did not expect to hear somebody quoting Sun Tzu in a Vanguard episode, but you know what? I'll allow it.
まだ一つやってみたいことがあるんです。
何何？
最初に言ってたヴァンガードファイトの醍醐味ってやつ、スキル使ってみたいです。
ずいぶん急ぐんだね。
運命対戦はいつ始まるかわからない。俺は1秒でも早く戦えるように、いや強くなるんだ。俺もっともっと知りたいんです。お願いします。
よし、じゃあこれ使おっか。
それは
エネルギーとそれを生み出すエネルギージェネレーター。本当は最初のターンにおいて毎ターン溜まっていくものなんだけど、今回は今から置こう。
それがあるとスキルが使えるんですか？
スキルの中にはコストが必要なものもあるんだ。
対価がいるってことですね。
そういうこと。コストにはいろいろあるんだけど、その中の一つが貯められたエネルギーを使うエネルギーブラスト。
なるほど。それじゃあここからはスキルありってことで、ナオ先輩も本気で来てください。じゃないと初心者に負けちゃいますよ。
Hello?
言うね。
Bro, you had 4 damage, bro. I don't
手加減なし。後悔しても遅いよ。
I don't think you should have this kind of
俺
ego.
のターン。スタンド&ドロー。エネルギーチャージ。こっちもグレード3。給翼天使ザレブサイルにライド。
さあさあ、ザレブサイルのスキルおいでませ。
はい、スキル発動。自身のパワープラス1万。
スキルがあればファイト展開はより熱く激しくなるんだ。
全力でいきますよ。アンプルポマーをコール。そしてブースト。ザレブサイルでヴァンガードにアタック。
I don't know about all that on me, but
4枚エネルギーブラストし、ドロップからリサージェンツドラゴンをコール。さらにパワープラス2万。元いたトレランスは交代でドロップに。
すごいすごい。でも惜しいな。
yeah, you missed one. Yeah, you could have attacked with the rear guard, bro. Like, okay.
今のトレランスだけど、交代する前にアタックしてたらアタック回数が増えたと思わない？
あ、確かに。なるほど、順番も大事なのか。失敗しましたけど、新しい発見があるって気持ち。
Oh my god, they're making him make misplays? They're making him make misplays. Oh my god.
そういうのが頭の中でビシッとつながった瞬間でさ、全身が沸騰する。
Yeah, it feels so real. Okay, so for a lot of people who are at home who might not understand why a lot of us are kind of like completely gasming over it, is like in a lot of iterations of like the tutorial parts of the game, a lot of the main characters tend to be kind of like very Mary Sue-esque in a sense of they just kind of almost never made a mistake or misplay. Whereas now you actually saw a player make a mistake in a larger sense of like, well, he didn't get to maximize as much potential things that he could have gotten from a play that he did. Uh, and him calling a trigger down as a booster was kind of interesting to me because he's attacking for 23 already, which is significantly decent to force your opponent to guard. Your opponent probably wouldn't guard because they had grade. They're on like 2 damage already because they healed on earlier. You're at 4, so having to maximize the amount of pressure you want to do with your attacks is very important in Vanguard overall. This is yeah, and yeah, it makes sense as a new player because they wouldn't see the line. They wouldn't understand like half of what the cards do, and it's like, hey, because what also is another important thing is that us as veteran players, whenever we're doing demo games with newer players, we turn off the skills of our cards, and that's kind of cool to see too as well. Is that we turn off the skills of cards so that it makes it easier for newer players to get into. So they just learn very, very core main mechanic abilities first before they step into something more complicated and learning how skills and effects work. So the pickup decks, a lot of people are kind of crapping on them that you shouldn't pick them up or anything. It's not meant for them. It's meant for newer players. It's meant for the ones who don't know what the game is or how it works, for them to get into it. It's good for like demo days and stuff like that. It's good for like conventions. It's good for those type of things. I like that. I like the pickup decks, and I really like this intro. Again, this is me gushing. This is me completely gushing, but I think this is fantastic.
するような興奮を覚えるんだよ。失敗と成功の永久期間。だからカードゲームはやめられないんだ。ってごめん語っちゃった。
なんかいいですね。ナオ先輩のヴァンガード愛、俺も一緒に感じていきたいです。
おう、私についてきな。あ、じゃあ私はノーガード。
Has to mop the flood after this. Salivating. Nothing. Oh, critical trigger. Okay, they go to 4 here.
クリティカルプラス1はザレブサイルに、パワープラス1番はリサージェンツに。トレランスでアタック。
We do remember that they have a perfect guard at the drive check previous turn, so they're not gonna die here. UI.
盛り上がってるとこ悪いけど、スキルありって言ったのはアキくんだからね。完全ガード。
完全ガード？
このカードはね。
A new chrono, kinda, but also not really.
それじゃ、私のターン。覚悟はできてる？スタンド&ドロー。
Energy charge.
トライアンフドラゴンのスキル、パワープラス1万。アキくん、イメージしてみて。
あ、
君がライドしてるのは聖なる大弓を構える大天使ザレブサイル。そして相対するのは私がライドした稲妻を従えし潮流トライアンフドラゴン。ファイトとは物語であり、ヴァンガードはその主人公。仲間と出会って共に戦って時に守ってもらって、ファイトのたびに私たちは物語の主人公になるんだ。私はそんな体験が何度でもできるヴァンガードファイトが大好きなんだ。さて、いざ尋常に勝負。トライアンフドラゴンでザレブサイルにアタック。スキル発動。4枚エネルギーブラストしてトレランスを退却。さらに自身のパワープラス5000。クリティカルプラス1。
クリティカルも？
これがゴーライ流の真の力。
Yo, board boar. How you doing, homie?
これを受けたら負ける。ここはガード。
それでいいの？トリガーが出たら貫通しちゃうけど。
構いません。出ないことにかけるしかないですから。
いい覚悟だね。ファーストチェック。ノートリガー。
Second.
カンドチェック。
Nothing.
ノートリガ
ー。よし、賭けに勝ちました。
お見事。でもまだアタックが残ってること忘れてない？スピノアサルターでアタック。
ノーガード。
もう1枚のスピノアサルターでアタック。
ノーガードです。俺の負けですね。
このままならね。まだ諦めるのは早いよ。
でもこれで6点目ですよ。
チッチッチー。ヒールトリガーがめくれれば1点回復して生き残れるのだ。
あ、一度ナオ先輩が引いてた。
さあ、だから
Exactly. Oh, this is so cool.
わかりました。ダメージチェック。
And oh, nothing.
まあ奇跡なんてそうそう起きないんだけどね。
ダメか。でも楽しかったです。めっちゃ楽しかった。
本当に？
はい、ありがとうございました。
よし、じゃあこれからも定期的にやろう。CARDFIGHT VANGUARD.
Sick. Oh. Now, consume product, buy. No, but be sure to actually, support the company by picking up product when you can.
頑張ります。ナオ先輩も次の大会頑張ってください。プロになるための大事な大会なんですよね。
そうなの、大事なの。
応援してます。
ありがとう。じゃあまた。
Man, we can live in a world. If we could live in a world where going to the pro scene was an option for us, that'd been so nice, right? Like a whole pro tour, pro scene. Costs a lot of money though to set all that up, because then you need to fly players over. You need to give them a way for them to make a livable wage. With tournament proceedings, there'd be a lot of taxation on that. Oof.
はい。
はい。はい。必ず次の大会で結果を出します。今年が最後のチャンスだってことは分かっています。はい。もし次の大会で結果を出せなかったら、プロにはもう。はい。それでは。
We need to get a billionaire hook on Vanguard. Exactly. Just strap him to a chair and just make him watch the whole G series. Man, Bushi, I really need to get a triple drive booster and figure out the best way to get a new Keter line.
やってやる。羽？
Interested.
父さん、今日は帰ってんの？なんで電気。やっと帰ってくるの妙と思うんだ。お前どこから入ったんだよ。てかなんでいるんだ。もちろん運命大変の話をしに来たんだ。え？何？よく聞け。ついに運命が動き出す。君に運命対戦のルールを説明しよう。運命対戦は参加者の中から選ばれた2名が対戦し、敗者は脱落する。次のファイトも残った者の中から2名が選ばれ、再び戦ってもらう。それを最後の1人まで繰り返すのだ。その対戦相手はどうやって決まるんだ？誰と誰が戦うのか、全ては運命の導きに従うのみ。いや、ちょっと待ってくれ。それじゃあ完全にランダム？一人が連戦して5回ファイトする可能性もあるってことか？うん、あり得るだろう。運命とは残酷だ。だからこそ自分で掴み取るしかない。そんな運命すらも変えてみせろってか。ファイトの場所と始まる時間は？時が来ればおのずとわかる。ずいぶん行き当たりばったりなんだな。いろいろ。一個確認しておきたいんだけど。なんだ？運命を変えるチャンスをもらうわけだし、やっぱりあるのか？なんかこう、負けた人間が払う代償とか。は？そんなものはない。
This man is covering his bases. I love that. Man said, yo, tell me whether or not there's a monkey paw, because I ain't in the mood to figure all that out. It's like, no, you're good.
本当に？おお、ない。本当に？しつこいな。
Bro should become my lawyer. Okay, I'm really liking him as a main character a little bit more, man. Like, this seems kind of sauce. Are you sure?
希望、
The price is that you have to watch and enjoy Legion, mate, unironically. With you, of course, yes.
どう向き合うかは君たち次第ということだ。私も一つ大事なことを改めて問おう。君にはどうしても変えたい運命があるか。
Why does he get the plushie though? And how can the plushie consume food?
俺には絶対に変えたい運命ってのがある。だから運命対戦に参加する。
No.
俺はこの手で奇跡を掴み取ってみせる。君の心にカードが答えた。それは運命対戦に挑む者の証。これで全員揃った。運命対戦の開幕だ。次は運命対戦である。
The plushie is sentient? No, I get that it's sentient. But it should still have, like, no digestive system. Man's using deck log! Oh!
ヴァンガードやってたっけ？これから始めんの。ああ、ヴァンガード大好きなひかりちゃんのためだろう。相変わらずいいお兄ちゃんだね。大好き。だもううっさい。気が散る。まあ照れちゃって可愛いね。だからやめ。
Oh, he only sees the dark zone. Hey, yo.
なあ、ひかり。俺さ。
Wait, is that? Sorry, give me a second. This looks like, Deer Days overlay, no? Yeah, there's a Deer Days overlay for a chat room, no?
なあ、ひかり。俺さ、始めようと思ってんだ。ヴァンガード。
そうなんだ。って、本当に始めるの？
うん、それで。お兄
ちゃんとファイトできるじゃん。言っておくけど私超強いからね。デラックスでも絶対いい結果残せる自信が。
あんまり興奮するなって。
Oh dear gosh.
俺は絶対に願いを叶える。運命対戦に勝ち残って。めぐみさん。はい、何ですか？欲しいカードがあるんですけど。
He's probably, oh my god, he bought he bought sleeves. He bought a tech box. Hey yo, this man cooking for 3 boxes, bro. Oh, I want to tear up. Okay, so again, for the people at home, for the non-Vanguard players or card game players in general, what he did more or less, as you can see, I think it's like the most replayed as well. The fact that he bought boxes, it's kind of insane. Is that oftentimes in card game animes and series and stuff, they don't really show people purchasing product often because I don't know. Personally, I really don't know why. I don't see there's a big reason not to do it, but I guess it's the idea they don't want the game to be marketed to kids and force kids to like spend money on it, etc., etc. It's supposed to be marketed as like a trading card game, and you shouldn't be showing capitalism as part of the process. But I don't know. I don't know. But this is kind of nutty.
いきなりかよ。
いきなりかい。誰が相手でもぶっ倒すだけ。
Ooh, she got a Danji vibe going on. I love that. It's like Bukaros. Let's see. It's the actual reasons why they don't show it. It takes away the time from the fight, which is supposed to be a shonen style thing, and that pulls kids into the hype. No, I mean the true marketing practice behind it is more that they don't want parents don't want their kids to want to pick up their wallets to have them buy the product. I guess it's what they're trying to do, as the reason as a disparity of, like, say for example, like Yu-Gi-Oh versus Yu-Gi-Oh, the trading card game versus their anime, for example. That has to do a lot with localization and how much that's been warped over the years. But it's also one of the reasons why Yu-Gi-Oh don't have any stores, for example. They don't have like product to open. Whereas in Vanguard's world, the stores are the very much important, pivotal part of the series, because that's where the beginning characters become their strongest. It's where they have their largest training arcs. The store is like where a lot of the character development is built upon. It's sort of like their paradigm. There's also something to say that get your salon styles here, bro. Like, get your salon styles. There is something to be said that maybe a little bit more Western marketing could help certain things with Vanguard, but I think so far what they've done with globalization has been fantastic so far. So I think they're on the track to do insane things. Let's see if there's any post-credit stuff. I don't think there is, outside of like card reveals to explain energy cards and how they work. And then preview of the next episode, who's going to be versus who. Yeah. I mean, overall, I really do like that this, even though it's a very short like introduction episode, we were able to learn enough of like how the game worked, what you're supposed to do in the episode, you know, the misplays that were made here and there. That was kind of cool. You saw Nao's character explained a little bit as to like why she's doing this. So she's a person who's working at a bar, so sort of like an actor working at a bar trying to get the big break, and her big break is to become a professional card fighter, which is pretty cool. And she doesn't want to give up on our girl, her dream. I think Toya kind of had similar ideals of like becoming a doctor, but he gave that up, etc. Toya is one of a previous main character from a series, from the D series previously. I think he's supposed to be in this series as well as one of the characters as well, reoccurring characters like him, Megumi, and I think one of the others is supposed to be showing up in maybe not the season, but maybe in the series overall. I think so far that was one of the best intro into the game episodes. Yes, I think from since old era, and there's a lot of callbacks to the older era. Like, for example, like the power markers, the power denotation, making sure that, hey, the main character, even though that he almost won, he eventually lost to a more experienced player, being that they kind of played very haphazard and tried to play with way more like forcefulness, calling down cards, didn't pay attention to how much shield value they might have needed per attack and stuff because they're playing with basic decks. But they don't know that, right? They don't know about like card economy, which is one of the cool reasons why I really like that he was able to be punished for it. And that's something very, very, very rare. Like very much new player mistakes. So even if you could say like, well, he did end up losing a little bit because of trigger lock, etc., etc. But I'm like, well, he chose that he wanted skills to be activated, bro. So yeah. You gotta hold that L, dog. I'm sorry. You gotta hold that. But with that being said, I think this was a fantastic episode. A solid A for me, or a solid A. I'm not really giving much of these episodes for Vanguard like high grades or high ratings and stuff, but as an introduction video, if I ever wanted to like tell somebody how do I get into Vanguard, how do I learn how the game works, and if I want to teach them about like how the energy system would work, this would be the episode I direct people to, by far. So with this review of this episode down, we'll be heading into episode 3, which is going to have the confrontation, a bit of a rematch between our main character and Nao, and see how that turns out. Be awesome, stay awesome.